All right, so good day, everyone. I hope you are doing well in your respective locations now. I am sorry, I am using Zoom again because I'm really having trouble with the internet connection right now. I cannot use Loom because the Loom requires strong internet for me to access it. So for my own convenience and of course for me to be able to record this instruction for your final exam, I will be discussing to you the final general instruction for your qualitative reflective interview. Sige, so this is the guidelines that you guys need to follow and able for you to submit your final exam. By the way, this serves as your final exam and final requirement in our subject. I hope guys you have watched the video lectures that I have uploaded earlier in our few topics para at least kahit na tapos na yung semester, you can just watch the video lectures because some of the key points there are very vital as some of those are actually let favorites. So it might be, we don't know, but it might be that some items will be coming out in your board examination. Okay, so these are your general instructions for your reflective qualitative interview. So number one, in your respective locations, look for two physical education teachers teaching in junior high school or senior high school program. So all you have to do, kung nasaan man kayo ngayon, kung for example, you are outside North Cotabato, you are in your respective home or you are in your respective province or municipality, that's okay. Basta kung saan yung convenient sa inyo, yun na yung piliin nyo. So in your own or in your respective locations now, you have to look for two physical education teachers teaching in junior high school or senior high school. Isa sa public high school or DepEd and isa sa private high school. So all you need to do is, again, to find two physical education teachers. Isa sa DepEd and isa sa private school. Basta nagtuturo siya ng junior or senior high school na physical education. Number two, after identifying the two teachers, courteously ask permission from them that you will be going to record your interview for transcribing purposes. So kapag naka-identify ka ng dalawang teacher na interview mo, you have to ask permission kasi it is part of doing a qualitative interview, either in research or just a simple interview. We have this informed consent form na pinapapirma. Pero in our case, na dalawa lang naman yung kailangan ninyo, magpaalam na lang kayo ng maayos that you guys need to ask him or her with few questions and ipaalam nyo talaga na i-record nyo yung inyong interview as part of the Data Privacy Act of the Philippines. Okay? Including taking pictures, you need also to have pictures. So, kapag nag-take kayo ng pictures during interview, paalam nyo. Ha? Kapag nagpaalam na kayo, Sir, Ma'am, good morning po. Ma'am, I have a final requirement in our subject. It's curriculum in assessment in physical education and health in K to 12. And our final task actually is to conduct a qualitative interview with physical education teacher professionals in the actual field to ask simple things lang naman po about curriculum and assessment in relation to the K to 12. Ma'am, maaari ko po ba kayo ma-interview? Maaari ko po bang i-record yung ating conversation para po ito sa pag-transcribe ko po ng inyong sagot na ipapasa po namin sa aming guro. And ma'am, kailangan din po namin na mag-take ng pictures, ma'am. Okay lang po ba yon? Something like that, class. I'm sorry. So, kapag pumayag na siya, that's good. Kapag hindi siya pumayag, you have to find another one. Okay? So, kailangan talaga magpaalam ng maayos. Now, number 3, you can use various methods and materials for your interview. You can have it online like Messenger, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, or etc. Or have it personal as long as you will follow proper health measures and protocols to prevent possible COVID-19 transmissions. So I will not be I will not be, tawag yan, I will not be strict kung ano yung method nyo sa pag-conduct ng interview because given the current situation that we have now, baka hindi feasible sa inyo na mag-conduct ng personal interview. If that's the case, you can use online like Messenger, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, or etc. Basta kailangan interview siya, ha? So all you have to do again is to really ask permission kung okay lang sa teacher na yon na makakandak ka ng interview using Messenger, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, or etc. Or kapag meron ka dyan sa kapitbahay nyo or may kakilala ka na friend mo na dati mong guro siguro nung high school ka na PE teacher na nagtuturo ngayon ng K-12 na PE sa senior or junior high school, pwede kang mag-conduct ng personal interview as long as please follow proper health protocols like wearing a face mask and of course, physical distancing. Okay? So, maging maingat lang tayo kapag magkakandak tayo ng personal interview. This is to prevent possible COVID-19 transmissions. Now, you can choose for your best possible modalities provided that you will be keeping documentation and record your conversation for transcribing purposes. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kayo nang bahalang pumili kung ano yung gusto nyo. Okay? So, kung ano yung pinakamadali sa inyo, pinaka-convenient, at pinaka-safe yung napiliin ninyo na method nyo kung paano kayo mag-interview. Provided guys that you will be keeping documentation. So kapag magkakandak ka sa Messenger, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, or etc., you have to record your conversation at mag-screenshots, ganun. So, and of course, you have to record your conversation talaga for transcribing purposes. Ano ba yung transcribing purposes na tinatawag natin? I will be explaining that later on. Turuan ko kayo kung paano kayo mag-transcribe. Okay? Number 4, the deadline for submission will be on December 10, 2020. This is for me to facilitate all your grades kasi magsasubmission na ng final grades. So you guys should submit your final paper on or before December 10, 2020. Have ample time pa actually. For number 5, for you to be able to come up with good responses from your interviewees, establish first the trust by asking preliminary questions that will make your interviewees eliminate their anxiety. Creswell in 2012 suggested that for better qualitative responses, we have to use an unstructured and informal interview to allow the smooth flowing of ideas from your participants. For your guide questions, here are the things that you guys need to provide an answer from your interview participants. So number 1, ito yung dapat na ibigay nyo na sagot sa akin. Okay? So what are difficulties of PE teachers in delivering PE and health in K-12 before the COVID-19 pandemic? Number 2, what challenges did PE teachers encounter in assessing learners' learning in K-12 physical education and health before the pandemic? Number 3, what problems do physical education teachers encounter now in the delivery of K-12 physical education curriculum amidst the pandemic? And number 4, what difficulties do physical education teachers encounter now in assessing learners' learning in K-12 curriculum? So dalawa ang focus natin. Pero i-explain ko muna ito. No? Sinabi ni Creswell noong 2012, no? Para mas maganda daw yung output ng ating interview if you are doing a qualitative research kasi, he suggested, si Creswell, na mas maganda daw na gamitan natin siya ng unstructured or informal interview. Ano yung unstructured and informal? It's somehow like conversational lang. Yung hindi siya formal at all. Yung hindi siya, kasi pag formal nakaka-add yun siya ng anxiety sa inyong mga participants or sa inyong interviewees that can make them curious of what they will say, what they will answer kasi napaka-formal yung dating. Unlike with unstructured or unstructured or informal or conversational lang siya, parang nag-uusap lang kayo naturally. So mas makukuha mo yung authentic na sagot ng participant mo if you will be using unstructured or informal. Now, paano ka makakakuha ng unstructured, paano ka magkakandak ng unstructured or informal interview? You have to establish first the trust by asking preliminary questions. So ano ito? given the fact na you have 4 questions na kailangan mong tanungin sa mga participants mo, huwag ka munang dumiretso dito. Na for example, after mo nagpaalam sa kanya na ma'am, tapos umayag siya. For example, pumayag na siya. Huwag mong tanungin agad sa kanya yung dapat mong mga itanong. You have to ask preliminary questions first. Like, ma'am, kamusta po ang experience ninyo sa pagtuturo ng K-12? Ganun. Until such time na kapag nakuha mo na yung loob ng interviewee mo, kapag feeling mo yung atmosphere na set mo na, you have to ask preliminary questions na related din doon. Somehow like asking him or her personal experiences niya, yung mga ganun, no? Like, ma'am, ilang years na kayo nagtuturo, ma'am? So, ano yung pinaka-challenging na year ninyo, ma'am, sa teaching, mga ganon, no? Hindi siya kasali dito sa mga guide questions natin, but it will help you a lot to come up with good data from your participants kapag sinimulan mo siya or kapag binild mo muna yung trust nila by asking preliminary questions. So yun yung importante. That's why sinabi ni Creswell na we have to use unstructured, informal. Conversational lang. Wag na yung masyadong formal. Ikaw na interviewer, ikaw makakaset niyan. Hindi siya. Kasi ikaw yung nagtatanong sa kanya. So ikaw, dapat hindi ka rin kabado. You have to practice or your way of asking para hindi siya And do not use a guide question na printed. Kailangan alam natin kung ano yung natatanong natin para hindi siya makabahan. Okay? And of course, you have to bring with you your recorder, either voice recorder or video recorder, as long as ma-playback mo yung sinabi ng participant mo. Okay? Now, we have 4 different questions. Ito yung tinatawag nating guide questions. But it doesn't mean na ito talaga exactly yung itatanong mo. As a qualitative interviewer, para ang sinatawag niya kasi siyang unstructured and informal, alam mo na, for example dito, what are the difficulties of PE teachers in delivering PE and health in K-12 before the COVID-19 pandemic? Ito yung standard question. Pero paano mo siya gagawin na unstructured or informal sa harap ng gurong ini-interview mo? So pwede mo lang tanungin na, ma'am, unsa ang imuhang mga bang difficulties? You can use actually your own dialect. Pwede rin yung guro na mag-own dialect ha, hindi ibig sabihin na English lang. That your participants can use a language na comfortable siya. Hindi siya necessary na English or Tagalog. Kung saan siya mas makaka-express ng kanyang feelings or emotions, doon yung gagamitin niya. Okay? So, for example, for question number 1, ma'am, ano po yung mga difficulties or challenges or problems mo as PE teacher sa pagtuturo mo po ng physical education and health sa K-12 bago po ang COVID? Something like that. Or you can use that in your own language, in Magindanaon or in Ilonggo, Ilocano, Bisaya, and all of those. Pwede mo tong i-translate para maging unstructured siya or informal, para maging conversational lang yung dating. Hindi talaga dapat ito itatanong mo na, ma'am, question number 1 po is, what are the difficulties of PE teachers in delivering PE and health in the K-12 before the COVID-19 pandemic? Hindi pwedeng ganon. Okay? So ito lang, kukunin mo kung ano yung thought ng question na ito kasi ito naman talaga yung kailangan natin. Guide question mo lang ito. But in the interview, you have to make this one unstructured or informal by getting the thought and stating the question to your to your participants sa paraan na naiintindihan nila ng maayos. Now, you can ask further question kapag feeling mo hindi niya masyadong na kuha yung tamang sagot. Huwag mong sasabihin mali yung sinagot niya ha, kasi there is nothing wrong or right answer. Depende yun siya sa weight, kung satisfied ka na ba sa answer niya, something like that. Kapag feeling mo medyo kulang, you can ask question. Ma'am, what do you mean by this one? Ma'am, bakit po ito yung sinasabi ninyo na difficulty ninyo? Ano pong nangyari? Something like that. Or ma'am, kailan ba ito nangyari? Pag ganun, medyo mas detailed na siya. So mas maiintindihan mo na. Basta you have to dig deeper. You really have to dig deeper in asking question. Kasi yun yung pagbibigay sa'yo ng authentic na data. Okay? So, number 2, what challenges did PE teachers encounter in assessing learners' learning in K-12 PE and health before the pandemic? So, itong nauna kanina is in delivering PE and health. Sa pag-deliver niya ng subject na PE and health, ano yung mga challenges or difficulties niya? So, number 2 naman, specific siya sa assessing learners' learning or assessment. So sa exam, sa pagbibigay ng quiz, sa pag-assess, sa recitation, sa graded recitation, and other form of assessment tools. Okay? So ano yung challenges ni teacher na na-encounter niya sa pag-assess ng mga bata bago ang pandemic, nung normal pa ang lahat. Sa number 3 and number 4, dito na yung COVID-related. So sa number 3 ngayon na ito, ano yung problem ng PE teacher na encounter niya ngayon sa pag-deliver ng K-12 PE and health curriculum sa pandemic or during the pandemic? So paano mo itatanong yun sa kanya? Ma'am, karon di ay ma'am nga kanang naay COVID ma'am. Unsa ang mga problems na encounter nimo ma'am sa pagtudlo sa PE sa K-12? Something like that. So it is more informal and unstructured. So pag ganun kasi yung way of questioning mo, mas comfortable siya to share his or her own ideas. Okay? And the last one is, what difficulties do physical education teachers now in assessing learners' learning in the K-12 curriculum? So ngayon, ma'am, nga na ay COVID, unsa pod imuhang mga difficulties nga na-encounter sa pag-assess sa mga bata nimo, ma'am? Unsa mga problems nimo, ma'am, sa ilahang sa pagpa-exam o pagpa-quiz or paghatag og project or sa pa bang other form nimo, ma'am, sa assessment, either formative siya or summative? Unsa mga problems nga na-encounter nimo tungod sa COVID, ma'am? Something like that. Okay? So once again, kapag hindi klaro yung sinabi ng interviewee mo, you have to ask further question para mas mag-dig deeper ka, mas malalaman mo kung ano yung sinasabi niya kapag nagtatanong ka ng further questions sa kanya. Okay? Sige. For a while ha, I will stop the sharing and open the other one. For a while, please. Okay, so here's your template. Ay, wait lang. Okay. Ayan. So here is the template. I have uploaded this also in your Google Class, in your VLE. So ito yung gagamitin ninyo sa ito yung pagpasa niyo sa akin. So please download this one and dito niyo lalagay yung inyong sagot. So your name, dito niyo ilagay kung anong pangalan mo. Then preliminary details, ito yung mga kailangan mong itanong. Okay? Pangalan niya, age niya, school kung saan siya nagtuturo, and of course, years and service niya. So this column is intended for the public high school teacher. This is for private school teacher. Okay? So ito yung mga questions na nandun kanina yung guide questions. Now, ano yung transcribing na sinasabi ko kanina? So, i-record mo kung ano yung sinabi, di ba, ng guro mo. So, kapag after mo ma-record, kapag tapos ka na mag-interview and you guys will transcribe na for your final paper, so it will really start with a code kasi you are representing kung ano yung sinabi niya. Hindi mo kailangang baguhin kung ano yung sinabi niya. All you have to do is ilagay dito exactly kung anong sinabi niya. So for example, ang sinabi niya ay, ang problema ko dati ay wala kaming textbooks. Ngayon, yun yung problem. So, yun yung sinabi ng teacher mo, yung interviewer mo. So, I mean, yung interviewee mo. So, ngayon, hindi ka na satisfied sa sinabi niya, nag-ask ka pa ng further question. So, ma'am, what do you mean by, ma'am, wala kayong textbook? Bakit kailangan po ng textbook? Something like that. So, nagsagot na naman siya na, So kapag yan yung sinabi niya, end it with a period, and you have to put again the quote and unquote. So you have to quote and put unquote. Yan. So ibig sabihin, sa kanya yan galing mismo. Okay? So sa second question mo, sinabi niya, kasi ito yung official reference namin. Next na naman, hindi ka na naman nakontento. Ma'am, di ba you can download man po sa internet, ma'am, ng possible na reference ninyo? Something like that. So, what if may mga sinabi siya sa unahan na hindi na kailangan? For example, so paano mo yan ilalagay? So, you have to put ellipses, 1, 2, 3. Ibig sabihin yan ay may mga karugtong pa dito. May mga karugtong pa dito ng mga salita, pero hindi mo na in-include kasi hindi siya kailangan. So, dito ka na mag-start. So, kasi mahirap sa internet. Ay, kasi wala kami internet. Ayan. Tapos, what if mayroon na naman siyang sinabi dito sa huli na hindi naman kailangan? You have to put ellipsis again. And unquote. Yan. Okay? So, ganyan ang mag-transcribe. Now, paano mo ilalagay yung mga sinasabi? Kasi we have to put yung mga tawa, yung mga ganon. We have to put that in a transcription kasi may mga ibig sabihin yung mga ganon. Okay? Yung mga ubo, no? So, paano nyo ilalagay yan? For example, meron kang ellipsis dyan. Wala kasi kaming internet. Hehehe. Kapag gumanon siya, so ilagay mo love. Ganyan. Okay? So, cough. Kung umubo naman siya, lagay mo dito cough. No? So, this is the proper way of doing transcription. Okay? So, ganyan ang ilalagay ninyo. Na naka-italicize talaga ito siya. Kasi ito talaga yung ginagamit natin for qualitative interview na format. Don't forget the quote and unquote, no? And of course, ellipsis kapag may kalugtong sa unahan or sa ulihan. And of course, yung mga unconscious niya na mga expressions, yung mga ganun. Okay? Then, kapag meron na ito, lahat, you have to answer this one. This is reflective journal writing in 250 to 300 words only. So number one, after knowing some of the problems in the curriculum of PE in K-12, what do you think will be your countermeasures as future physical education educator? So imagine yourself na magiging physical education professor ka or teacher ka one day. So after knowing kung ano yung mga problems na sinabi ng mga interviewees mo, ikaw bilang isang PE teacher sa susunod na panahon, ano yung magiging countermeasures mo or ano yung gagawin mo para maiwasan or para mabigyan ng solusyon yung mga problem na sinabi or in-identify na yung respondents or your participants. Okay? For number two, as future physical education teacher, how will you assure the authenticity of assessing learners' learning in alternative class interaction due to emergency situation like the pandemic? So, ikaw bilang future PE teacher, paano mo i-assure yung authenticity ng assessment sa karunungan ng mga bata kapag gumagamit tayo ng alternative class interaction kagaya ng online class or modular dahil sa emergency situation like pandemic? Okay? And the last one, what have you learned in the whole activity, especially in conducting interview in the actual field to gather authentic answer to contemporary problems in teaching learning? So general muna ito, learning sa whole activity natin na nag-interview kayo ng professional. Okay? Then you have to paste your pictures right after your answers na dito lang, pictures lang ng inyong interview. Okay? So I hope clear lahat. Sana clear lahat itong inyong task. So if you have questions, dun na lang sa group chat natin. Okay? So goodbye everyone, and this will be your final exam, your final task. I hope you have learned something in our class despite of our modality now na online siya. So please watch yung mga videos na ina-upload ko kasi hindi para dumami yung viewers ko. But it is for you guys kasi baka lalabas yan sa board exam. So yun lang. Goodbye and stay safe always.